hold on. We'll see if we got any gaming news. Oh, the end. Alright, we'll watch this.
Hey there, gamers, DreamCast guy here. Today we're talking about...
Whoa, hold on. Oops.
Hey there, gamers, DreamCast guy here. Today we're talking about Bungie because we have some breaking news from Jason Schreier over at Bloomberg. PlayStation's about to shut them down. They're about to do mass layoffs, and as of about 4 hours ago, Bungie published this strange public statement saying they're shutting down Destiny 2. There will not be a Destiny 3. There will never be another update, another...
Did they actually say there will never be a Destiny 3? I just saw that they were shutting down Destiny 2 content development. And then they were, whatever the fuck, focusing on Marathon. But I didn't see anything about Destiny 3 being canceled.
Expansion, it sounds like they're keeping a couple people around to work on Marathon, but everybody else is getting kicked out. Now, this is very shocking. The internet reactions are instantly just being so...
I mean, it's not really too surprising, to be completely honest. I don't really think it's too surprising.
Incredibly pissed specifically at PlayStation, because a couple years ago, when this initial acquisition happened, Sony was bragging that they purposefully overpaid to keep everybody's contracts. Full-time employees, part-time employees, contractual employees. They wanted to keep the entire PlayStation family together. Every Bungie...
See, that's why you need someone who actually knows the gaming industry to come in and, you know, chop some heads, so to speak. Like, the fact that they wanted to pay to keep all of the problems there are, you know, that's pretty telling, honestly. But that's California video game management for you, you know? Everyone is, you know, valid and deserves to be here. They're a, you know, valuable part of the team, and we couldn't do it without you. So, sucks to suck.
The person that made Bungie so great, they tried to get them all in one big scoop. But ever since then, it just never really worked out. Clearly, PlayStation's plan was to pivot towards live service, and Destiny being one of the most successful live service games, they figured they could multiply their money. Hey, teach us how to make a bunch of these. Let's make a live version of Killzone, a live version of SOCOM, a live version of The Last of Us. But all those projects are now canceled, and it seems like now Bungie itself is canceled. But let's take a look at the news and the reactions, because the anger, I think, is very, very justified. I hope you're having a great day. If you could, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, Bloomberg just said Bungie is planning significant layoffs following the end of Destiny 2 development. Destiny 3 is not in active production. Bungie staff are trying to pitch and prototype new projects, including new stuff in the Destiny franchise, but none of it has been greenlit. This is basically... every time a studio gets shut down, this is the final news, is, hey, we're trying to sort of pitch something. We're trying to beg for additional funding. But at this point, the fuse has been lit and it's all about to go bang. And immediately people are being like, Sony is so stupid, acting like they don't understand that the general market wants Destiny 3. They want to give us half-baked garbage games. Laying off people for Marathon, a dying game less popular than Destiny 2. That is a point a lot of people are pointing out, which is that it is interesting to think that Marathon's player numbers are lower than the least popular Destiny 2 expansion ever. Even the longest Destiny droughts have like triple the player base of like a new seasonal patch for Marathon, right? How did we get to this? No pre-production for Destiny 3. How is that not in there at this point, right? Mass layoffs. Destiny 3 has not even been greenlit. Jesus, it's like they're punishing us for helping in cancellation The Last of Us factions. Bungie is not surviving this year. I guess Marty O'Donnell had the final laugh. Now, a lot of people are sort of breaking this down. I've seen a lot of Destiny streamers talking about this. People that are posting their play hours of like literally people that played 4, 5, 7,000 hours of sometimes.
I have, I think, 2,000 hours in Destiny 1 over all my accounts and platforms. But I don't think I have that many in Destiny 2. I think I have like 500 or 600. I'm not sure. Destiny 2 just did not hit the same for me as Destiny 1.
10,000 hours of Destiny 2, which, my God, that's way too much time. But as a Destiny 2 player, it's truly nonsense to blame the death purely on Marathon.
I used to just play Destiny 1 all the time. Like, I would just literally sit there and strike playlist and just, like, you know, watch anime at the same time or watch a YouTube video or listen to music or whatever. I would just literally sit there and grind Destiny. It was great, man. It was a wonderful time. That and the Crucible, the Iron Boner was better in Destiny 1. It truly was a special game, and it's a shame. Destiny 2, to me, just never quite lived up to it.
Easy scapegoat, but Destiny has been bleeding for many years. It lived way past Destiny 1, it lived a long life. Bungie made many decisions regarding the sandbox and expansions that continued to kill the player base. I truly do mourn for the game that could have been.
Exactly.
I also don't see Destiny 3 ever existing without Destiny 2 dying. The future remains uncertain, and although frustrating, I stay hopeful. So, here's the other part of it, is that a lot of people sort of always assumed that Marathon was this side project, right? Destiny 2 has been around for over 10 years. Destiny has just been such a juggernaut. It's been crazy existing. It's weird that it's been 13 years since Destiny 1 came out, and that had a ton of expansions. Destiny 2 managed to advance stuff in so many different directions, and a lot of people didn't like a lot of the tweaking and balancing. They also did a lot of stuff of like removing weapons and then re-releasing them later. The seasonal content in Destiny, in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinion, was just way too harsh, way too grindy, way too perfectionist at times. So it's weird to think about that. Instead of even creating like a seasonal system, the way that like Diablo does, where they reset stuff periodically and drip feed the same gear to you in different ways, they're not even doing that. They're straight up just killing it. For almost 12 years, we've had the joy and honor of exploring the Destiny universe with you. Through all the ups and downs, surprises, and triumphs, building Destiny alongside our long players has been a monumental privilege. Let's see where we're at. While our love for Destiny 2 has not changed, it's become clear that the final shape, we've reached the time to share our worlds and Destiny and live beyond Destiny 2. So basically they're saying...
So instead, we're going to focus on a piece of shit extraction shooter that nobody actually fucking wanted, and, further delay Destiny 3. Brutal.
This is it. June 9th will be the final live service.
Yeah, I think Destiny 3 would be the far better investment over something like Intergalactic, for example, or any future Naughty Dog or Guerrilla Games title. Like, cancel the next Horizon. Like, fuck, man. Destiny 3 needs to happen.
Content update, and after that, it's just over. Destiny 2 is ending. All future expansions are canceled. No more content updates. This is it. It's over. Now, this is interesting because in the last Bungie live stream, they explicitly on camera say, don't worry, guys. This ain't the end of Destiny. Destiny's still cooking. And it definitely wasn't. One of the replies to this, right? There will be a number of changes and additions to the game within the next update.
Yeah, I saw that apparently they only have like 150,000 unique logins on Destiny a day across all platforms, which for a free-to-play title is really bad. So there's only 150,000 active daily players of Destiny each day. So, well, that sounds like maybe a lot in theory. It's really not when you consider that most of those people aren't spending a fucking dime.
Not delayed, but functionally the game will be static from here on out. An awful ending for a game and series that deserved a more coherent, thoughtful conclusion and investment in the IP's future. To be honest, I'm wondering how Bungie's plan to stay operational is. Destiny 2 is making more money on consoles currently than Marathon was. Marathon drastically underperformed on console, and even if they are making a Destiny 3, it's years away.
Yeah, I think
right?
they said 70 to 75% of the Marathon player base is on Steam, so people on console didn't even give a fuck about it.
The first stage of grief is acceptance. See you on Tal Ceti. Oh, God. Look at this.
Bro.
Now, Paul Tassi, love him or hate him, this dude has been very publicly mourning it all day long. I'm not saying it's impossible, but if there was ever a time to announce Destiny 3, even years away, it was now. I cannot confirm the existence of Destiny 3, but if it is in there, I wouldn't bank on it. And if it's not really going to even be shown at the next day to play, expectations should be in check. Destiny 2 should have ended with the final shape. Destiny 3 should already be in development. Destiny 2 should keep existing. It shouldn't have been just basically turned down this badly. Marathon siphoned off a ton of resources, and there's just no disputing that. Hard to reconcile the gratefulness, sadness, and anger about this simultaneously. God, you can't help but feel about the fact that it's not just a Marathon problem, right? A lot of people are posting stuff like this. The fury that's about to come down on Marathon, which has been underperforming since Destiny 2 in its worst constant drought in history. People are like making jokes. You need to direct Destiny 3. If the final shape was the last expansion, Destiny 3 released instead of Marathon. The thing about this is that Bungie is objectively a very good company. Even
Obviously not. You know, Destiny 2's been on a sharp decline ever since 2023. Very sharp. And also, Marathon was a massive shit stain. So, I don't know if you can really say that they're an objectively good company when most of the shit they've been releasing has been bomb after bomb.
beyond the fact that they invented Halo, their stuff is great. These raids, these puzzles, these expansions, these moments, these set pieces have just been so cool. It has lived a long life for a good reason. Like, you can't actually see some of the crazy stuff they've done with
Dude, Destiny is a badass IP if it was handled correctly. And that's the, like, great tragedy of it. Like many other franchises before it. You know, the foundation is fucking great, and then it just, the bed gets shit. Literally. So, all I can think of, bro, is imagine a world where after Halo 3, Bungie was actually allowed to move on from Halo, and they could develop Destiny. Imagine prime Halo 3 Bungie developing Destiny, bro. That would have been a truly special game.
Destiny and think it was all for naught. But here at the end of the story, I have to say that I feel odd because I did like Marathon more than some people. I'm still giving it like a 6.5 out of 7. I'm not going to pretend like it's
a 6.5 out of 7. Well, jeez, bro. What's that, like 92%?
Fantastic game. Or say I'm giving it a 6.5 or like a 7 out of 10. But
oh, okay, there we go. There you go.
Even as a person that appreciates the bare bones, incredibly tight controls and combat and fun wins of Marathon, it's not Destiny. And I think they're going to try and pivot it. I think that the few people that aren't laid off are going to very much try and sort of turn this into Destiny 3. I think Marathon's going to get a big overhaul as much as they can afford it, to add a lot more PvE, a lot more tiny fights, a lot more additional maps and modes and weird like buffs and multipliers. They need to find a way to tell Destiny players, please, please, please play Marathon.
Never.
And there ain't.
The only game well, dude, the thing is, everyone misspeaks, but this is a pre-recorded YouTube video. Do you know what you do when you have a major, you know, fuck up with saying something in a live, I guess, recording? You take that part out of the recording and you chop it out. Like, you know, it's not really hard to do if you have an editing timeline. It takes about 10, maybe, I don't even think 10 seconds, probably like 1 or 2 seconds. It's just a small little thing you can do to, you know, improve the quality. But the thing is, Dreamcast guy just turns on the camera, talks into his mic, and hits upload. He doesn't even edit, I don't really think.
In any shot in hell that it's actually going to work. Rest in peace, Bungie. I feel so weird because I remember so optimistically covering the Bungie acquisition. It seemed like this new age for Sony. And now, all these years later, it seemed to be, if anything, not only the death of Bungie, but in a lot of ways, the downfall of what happened to be classic first-party PlayStation. I don't know. Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. Did you play a lot of Destiny? Do you remember back when I did a bunch of Destiny content? I've made like 50 videos about Destiny. At this point, the brand, the games, the stuff I love most, it's all long dead and rotted. Thanks for watching. If you could, please give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and please keep dreaming. Okay.
This will always be one of the hardest video game posters of all time, bro. Like, I still have one of these somewhere. I don't know exactly where it is, but this is like one of the best pieces of video game artwork ever, bro. Like, damn. It's just sad, man. I loved Destiny, personally. That was like my go-to game for 5, 6 years, kind of. Like, it's sad. I really, really like Destiny. But yeah, I just like after Lightfall, I was just like, dude, this is fucking trash. So I just stopped playing. Like, I beat the campaign of Lightfall, thought it was complete dog shit, never touched it again. So Witch Queen was the last good DLC. After that, it was all downhill. But dude, this artwork and this poster, like, this was fucking awesome back in the day. Yeah, from the creators of Halo, dude. So much potential. Sad. But that's like one of my favorite like key arts ever.
God, I just way to go, jeez. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see,
I had that poster hanging up in my college dorm, actually. That was one of the few things I actually like hung up in my dorm room when I went off to college. I put the Destiny poster up. Better times, man.